Ladies and gentlemen, it is showtime. Please enjoy the show.
It's the corner where the treats at.
Is this the passing of the torch, right? Is this what this signifies?
It comes down to that front office and what they feel is most important.
The champ is here. We've touched down from a higher plane. Why you landed here?
We always look forward to that week because it was always intense.
You know that we ain't coming back. We about to.
The man, the myth, the legend, Dante Hall. My favorite player growing up was Dante Hall. I love you guys in the show, but Dante was my guy.
Get to dashing because you done on the war field.
We are excited to announce this season, Chief Concerns is teaming up with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, to bring even more excitement to Chiefs football. Whether you're backing Mahomes to have over 4,500 passing yards, riding the over on Kelce's 4.5 touchdowns, or picking weekly same-game parlays, FanDuel has you covered with easy-to-use features, fast payouts, and tons of ways to win. So download the FanDuel Sportsbook app today and make every snap count. And don't forget to tune into our weekly Chiefs same-game parlay show every week during the regular season. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Chief Concerns. I am Marcus Dash, and our guy, former Chiefs tight end, Jason Dunn, will be joining us shortly. But I had to get on. Breaking news, obviously, and I'm seeing people in the chat talking about it because that's all everyone's talking about. For a guy that we had high hopes for in Kansas City for a while now, made a splashy play in the Super Bowl a couple years ago, so he'll go down, and we'll remember him for that. We'll play up the positives of his tenure in Kansas City. But Skyy Moore is no longer a Kansas City Chief member. He is now going to the San Francisco 49ers for a trade that will be a future trade, 2027. The Chiefs and 49ers will be swapping 6th and 7th round picks. So Skyy Moore is officially gone. And I'll tell you what, there's been times we talked about this stuff. We're like, oh, what will we get for him? Will we get anything for him? And we did. And obviously, it's better than nothing, right? It's better than going to the roster cut down and just cutting him and getting nothing back for him. So at least we'll be getting something for him. And, you'll have an opportunity with the 49ers. They have a lot of need for receivers right now. Ayuk is hurt. I think I just saw DeMarcus Robinson, another former Chief, suspended for 3 games. Jawan Jennings, I believe, is dealing with an injury too. So they have a lot of injuries over there. So he'll have a chance to shine and hopefully, new scenery, NFC. Hopefully he'll be able to be something for them over there. Deshaun Hammonds, who also obviously he's been on the show before as a guest. He runs a boxing gym in Kansas City and he works out with a lot of players. After when they got back from Seattle last week, who was the first one in the gym from the team? Skyy Moore was there. So hardworking guy, was always in Texas with Pat and everybody down there. Good luck to him. And yeah, Sasha, Tube's language made it seem like he was gone. Yeah, yesterday Dave Tube said that he's an NFL player, whether it's here or somewhere else. Skyy Moore will be an asset to a team, essentially, what he's saying, to read between the lines there. But yeah, Skyy Moore is gone. It's very interesting to me. It's like the 49ers have always been this team that the one trade that stands out to me, I don't know if everyone remembers this, but we had Jonathan Baldwin, first round receiver, didn't really pan out. We ended up trading him to the Niners for A.J. Jenkins. I believe it was a first-round pick for the 49ers at the time, too. So it's kind of an even swap of guys who didn't really pan out. Maybe they'll adjust in a new setting. But that was one that really stands out to me. The A.J. Jenkins, Jonathan Baldwin trade is the one that comes up to me. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with this whole situation. Yeah, no, I get what you're saying there, JCP. But no, I was saying as far as trade-wise, we traded a guy who was a first-round pick to the 49ers, and that was the A.J. Jenkins and Jonathan Baldwin swap of former first-round pick receivers. Both guys didn't work out in their situations, and they ended up doing that. Yeah. So, yeah, and of course, long history with Chiefs and 49ers guys, but I'm talking about just trades-wise with But, yeah, I'm curious to see what JD says about this. It's interesting that Brett Veach does this minutes before we go on our Chief Concerns show. So, you know what? Props to Brett Veach for knowing the schedule of the Chief Concerns show and doing it right before our show, so I had time to make a nice lower third here to showcase this trade that happened. So we won't see him don't play 49ers this season. No. No. So it's going to be interesting to see how he pans out over there. But, yeah, I mean, I want to know if he didn't have that return that he had last week, I want to know if that trade would have still happened. I get they need receiver depth regardless. He didn't make a play receiving the ball. He made a play returning the ball. But he does have some upside there. Maybe some he could be an asset maybe in the return game, special teams for them. I don't know. There's the 49ers special team situation. But, yeah, I mean, that up until that punt return, he really had nothing going on in that game. And then he has that punt return in the last play. I mean, it's kind of nice, right? A guy who made a Super Bowl touchdown for us a couple years ago. His last play in Kansas City in the preseason is doing a punt return for a touchdown. So, you know what? Props to him. Rich Cooper says move upcoming. I mean, maybe. I mean, we'll see. We did know already as far as the receiver room, we already had a lot of guys vying for the spot. So I don't think it's going to be a receiver move. I know some people are saying Mecole Hardman's got to come back. I don't know about that. I really don't. They have to trade for some D-line help. I mean, that's if they have to trade for it, right? Because Jadeveon Clowney's a free agent, as is Zadarius Smith. So it's two guys there they could bring in. We'll see. I do love the edge rush guys out there. So as far as the DN type situation to clear up the FAU spot, that's not a bad move to go get Jadeveon Clowney, who recent years has shown some stuff. But those guys are free agents, so maybe if you want to bring in some room to sign a guy, maybe this does that. This clears up some space. I don't know. But as far as receiver help, I don't think that's going to happen. I think we have the guys in the room right now. So JCP, I really think Bashar is going to pan on. I think Elijah Mitchell is going to surprise everyone. No, I think so too. Yeah, I mean, JD and I are both on the same wavelength. But all four running backs are going to make the team. So the only one I'm questioned on is that if we make it 5, the fullback spot, I don't know if Carson Steele is going to make the team. As me personally, I don't think so. I know JD thinks Steele will make the team, but I think that Carson Steele is not going to make the team. So I don't know. Mike Brennan, now it's time to address the defensive tackle, linebacker, cornerback. Okay, well, Mike Brennan, you're acting like this is March and we're about to go to free agency with all that. I don't know if all that's going to be addressed. I mean, so that's a wish list. Maybe that's a next year offseason wish list for you. I don't know. I mean, I think right now, defensive tackle. We don't know what we have. I know everyone's talking about bringing back Derek Nottie, but Derek Nottie was a guy a lot of people complained about too. So, is that an answer? I don't know. And plus, we haven't seen Chris Jones in this yet. So, linebacker, I can see that OJD. That was one of the things on his wish list. But yeah, I mean, Bossel's looked good. The Cochran injury, we'll see how bad that is. Cornerback. I don't know. It depends on the severity of all the injuries we have in the cornerback room. But right now, that wish list you have right there, it looks like something we're going to have to look at maybe for next offseason, not August 20th. That's not I don't know. I don't know what to do about all that. But maybe this opens up a room for you bringing another D lineman at the end, possibly. That's the only thing I can see here, especially the FAU news as well. So that could be something. Yeah. Mike's bringing me a off-season wish list here. Love you, Mike. Hope you're well, buddy. And good to see you on the stream here. You know what? I like it. We're starting to see we got new faces. We got a lot of familiar faces as we gear up and get ready for the football season. We're starting to get the grind back, the real in-season degenerates coming on, baby. I love it. It's getting me pumped up. Let's go take a gander at who is in the chat tonight. I've already seen some of the names. I've already mentioned some of you guys. And former Chiefs tight end Jason Dunn will be joining us. So, yep. Also, if you guys did not watch our Monday show, please go back and check that out. Romeo Crennel, former Chiefs head coach, former Patriots defensive coordinator, came on our show, gave us about an hour and a half worth of content. So a lot of good nuggets in there. Talks about, we brought up Kingsley's, development, talks about just coaching in general, talks about the comparison of the dynasties and the continuity of the staff, how good that is. So a lot of good nuggets. This guy coached from 1970 to 2021. Okay, so a lot of years of football. 1970 to 1980 was college. From 1980 to 2021 was in the NFL. So a lot of stuff from Romeo Crennel. It was a great interview. Go check that out if you haven't checked that out. But, of course, do it after this episode, right? Nana Sherry, what's going on? Will number 95 be up against Tooney on Friday? Will that be fun? Andy said a lot of the stars are going to play this week, right? It would be a good idea to get him some kind of rep. So I hope we do see some Chris Jones this week. And, of course, Chicago's going to be playing their guys, I believe. They played they play their dudes by the first three drives in that game on Sunday against the Bills. So Chicago will be bringing their guys. So Joe Tooney will be out there. Chris Jones, I'd like to see him get a couple snaps, right? Man, I think everyone's kind of in there with me on that. And the way Andy was talking today, it seems like they are going to give him some snaps too. So, okay, here we go. Our man of the hour is coming on here. Our guy, former Chiefs tight end, Jason Dunn, is coming here to break some news with us tonight. What's up, JD? How you doing, buddy?
What's up, brother? How you doing? How's it going?
Pretty good, man. The Skyy Moore news broke. I had to come on here and see what the chat was saying before we got to hear what you have to say about it, JD. But how are you? We'll get into that in a second. But how are you? How's everything?
Doing all right, man. Doing okay. You know, we sitting over here transitioning in a lot of different ways, helping some family or friends out. They're going through a tough time, and so we're trying to do the things that God wants us to do. And so with that, man, I'm blessed. I'm doing well. Everybody's doing fine, and it's always good to come on here to talk to y'all, see y'all face. So it just makes us smile even more. But I'm doing wonderful. I'm doing wonderful, man. Like I just seen the news, and I was kind of sitting back before I got on here, just kind of gathering my thoughts a little bit, because I'm gonna have some things to say. Talk about the situation. We'll get into it, but. Yeah, man, I'm doing fine, though. How's everybody doing, man? I see Trey L out there, Barbershop, Nana Sherry, Jeremiah DeMuertos, Greg Rose, Stanley Mooney, Casey Colossus, Duckins, Anjanal, JCP 400, Amda Brown, Rich Cooper, Vegas Chief Kingdom, Gary Holland, Chiefs from Southern California, G Pick. Look like we got a good house, and there's a full house in there tonight. Mike Brennan, it's a good deal in here. Bradley Sexton. Who else we got? John Clifford. What's up, John Clifford? Every time I see his photo in there, with the motorcycle gear, I'm just like,
helmet.
Yeah.
Get ready to go.
Yeah, always. Good. Sasha's in the house. What's up, Sasha? Good to see you. Let me see who else we have in here. Linda Hunter as well. Big Meat 260. What's up, Big Meat? I think that's it right now. Everybody I saw. So yeah, this is good. John G, what's going on? What's up with you, my brother? Red Dog, what up? What up? What up? What's going down? So
a lot of new faces in the chat, as well as our regular group on here tonight. So we'll get to a lot of stuff tonight. Of course, we're going to be opening up the lines for you guys to come on at the end of the episode. We'll post the stream link in the chat so you guys can hop in the episode and ask us any questions you want. But let's get down to the order of business. Well,
shout out first off to Kingdom Cast. I was on their show last night. If y'all got a chance to see, but I was able to get on their podcast, talk to those guys. We had a really good conversation, speaking about a few things. Man, if you have a chance to go check it out, go watch it. Okay, it's a really great episode. Wasn't in my same element, man, because we were still doing some things, like I said, helping some folks out. So I was kind of outside my element. I wasn't in here, but. Hey, man, we had a really good show. So proceed, sir. Proceed.
You're good. Yeah, if you guys haven't checked out Kingdom Cast, those guys are fantastic. All those guys over there. Country is a friend of the show, as well as a team making all the other fellas over there. So definitely check out Kingdom Cast podcast. I caught a little bit of that, JD. I saw you were in the car. I didn't know. I think it was like maybe towards the end of the episode. But yeah, of course, always dropping knowledge, JD. Always dropping knowledge. We love that.
Oh yeah. A lot of it was referenced from also, too, going back from Romeo Cornell, what he was saying. I mean, it was such a great episode, man. If y'all missed that, man, y'all have got to go back and go check it out. I know we're kind of splashing some things and sending it out. But, sit back and watch and listen to Romeo give his thoughts on a lot of it, man. And you'll get a lot of just football knowledge inside how they do things. But from a brilliant coach, brilliant mind, and just a great man altogether. So.
Yeah, I was talking to your daughter about the episode, and I told her it was like being on the stream with you and Romeo was like watching a TED Talk, a TED Talk of football.
Okay, yeah, it was good. So,
but yeah, no, definitely, guys, go check that out. A lot of nuggets from that. We saw former NFL cornerback Asante Samuel retweeted the episode, and he said he loved what Coach had to say about him in the episode. But yeah, Romeo said a lot of good stuff in that. So JD, so we see the news here. We see the bottom line of the episode right now is Skyy Moore is gone. The Chiefs have traded him to the San Francisco 49ers, who are going through a lot of injuries right now. Suspension to Marcus Robinson, 3-game suspension. Juwan Jennings hurt. Brandon Ayuk's hurt. So they have a lot of injuries in that wide receiver room. So it makes sense for him to go to a place that, it needs receivers right now. And the Chiefs have traded him to the Niners, and they will be swapping 6th and 7th round picks in the 2027 draft, JD. So I see a shock face right now, but what do you make of this move by the Kansas City Chiefs?
Skyy's gone. We traded him.
It's gone.
Oh man. Oh no. No. What do I make of this, man? I tell you what, I think this might be the best for both parties. The Chiefs have, all they've done is love Skyy, put their arms around him since he's been here. He's a 2-time Super Bowl champ with us, got a couple of rings, and he was pertinent to those getting to the Super Bowl. Okay, he contributed in a lot of different ways, and it wasn't just some of the catches, but also to some of the blocking. And I know what people like to try to remember about Skyy Moore was the drops or his struggles and whatnot. And the thing is, he's more than just that. He is, and no pun intended, but when somebody struggles in anything, you want to see how they're going to be able to handle it. And so I think for the Chiefs, they know they had a talented receiver in Skyy Moore. Okay. What he did up there in Western Michigan wasn't a fluke. It wasn't. We know he had great hands. He ran great routes. But sometimes when it ends up happening, we could get into our own way. That's what ends up happening. So that being said, I wish nothing but good things for Skyy Moore. And said when I was here, I'm always going to be a supporter of Skyy Moore and everybody who's on the team, pure and simple. And so I do wish him well. I think this new lease on maybe going out there to San Fran might do him good. I think it will. Sometimes you need a new environment, just a new start to try to get your head back on right. I think it might have been one of the things. I think this might help him get his career back on where it needs to be. Okay, and I get it. I get the pressures of what this entails, playing in this NFL. Obviously playing for the Chiefs, being Super Bowl champions, and of course the demands of it. They were saying it last night, like one of the worst things that could possibly happen, one of the great things, even worse things that could happen, is the Chiefs winning Super Bowls and having the success that they have, because then the standard goes up, not just for the players, but also for the fans. The fans in themselves, as soon as something goes wrong, a guy's not any good, the guy's a bust, you want to get rid of him, he's a bum, he's trash, and all the disparaging things they could talk about people. And to me, I find that really insulting. For me, as a former player, I think it stinks. I think it's ridiculous on my part. And look, and everybody got their opinion about things, right? Hershey's Tar Kiss. That's what it is. Everybody has them. I'm just taking my perspective from a former player, and his teammates was trying to hold him up as much as possible. Andy and those guys was holding him up as much as possible. When you see a guy, which is your brother, who is struggling, you always want the best for him. And somebody who's not invested into a player like Skyy Moore, like Andy Reid, we were talking, somebody asked me last night on the show what Andy Reid and Dick Vermeil had. And I said the one thing that they have in common for sure is that they care about their players. They care about people. So I do hope this is a fresh start. But like I said before, I wish this man nothing but the best. I hope he goes out there and tears it up. I hope he does. Okay. And everything in my being, everything I feel, I'm still pushing for the guy to be successful. 1,000%. And, sometimes people, get off of it. I seen somebody on Twitter when I was talking about it, the sympathy you have for him and this and that. But I'm going to tell y'all this. Okay. And this is where I'm going to bury myself a little bit, myself. See, Skyy Moore was a second-round pick. I was a second-round pick in 1996 for the Philadelphia Eagles. Injuries happened in my career. I didn't catch as many balls I wanted to catch. Had a lot of demand and pressure on me playing that position. I know I went in the end, I tried to demand to get the ball thrown to me. It was a lot of different things out there. But, injuries happen. I had 2 knee surgeries up there, tore my PCL in the back, MCL, my meniscus, bone on bone. I mean, you name it. And so 1999, Andy takes over. Andy's my coach. Had a really good conversation with Andy. We had some issues as far as like with the tender, when you sign your tender for your 4th year and stuff. They did everything I wanted to do. And so me being hurt, I couldn't really get out there to training camp because I was still hurt, just physically. And so during that time in 99, training camp, I got released. Andy released me. Okay. And me and Andy had a great rapport. We talked about and discussed it. But long story short, it took me to sit out 99 to get my body together, get my mind together, get my soul, my spirit, and all those things back together, because I lost confidence in myself. I lost confidence in my abilities. I lost my being of who I was in the struggle. And it's a difficult place to go play in Philadelphia if you don't know anything about it. Philly was probably one of the most volatile, acidic places to go play as a player, because, the media up there just tears you up. I remember when I came out to Kansas City, I thought everybody out Kansas City was kittens compared to what it was up there in Philadelphia. But I struggled. And I remember how it felt like just the whole going in, we weren't winning, we having struggle just everywhere. Had bitterness, hated going to work, the job and all that felt. And I think what people don't understand, people don't realize that, the glitz and glamour, what comes with this job, you make good money, but there's a lot of pressure in that too. It's huge pressure. Pressure I don't think other people realize. When they kind of put you on a pedestal, you put yourself on a pedestal, you kind of build yourself into being what you are. And when that all gets taken away from you, and I was just like, I got to sit that down. I lost myself. In 99. And it took that year to really find out who I was, to the point, the disappointment I had, the pressures that was on top of me, that really brought me to a dark place. I couldn't watch football that entire year. I was just destroyed physically. Use the word depression and all those different things. I didn't, at the time, I knew, I was a bitter person. I'm not a bitter guy at all. But for how things happen and your expectations, and it didn't happen the way that you wanted to, after having really some success when I first got there, starting and all of that, and then being hurt like twice, was really tough, especially for a young guy. And so when I say a dark place, I'm talking about I had thoughts of like, is it worth it? Kind of, ending it all. And so what I seen myself in Skyy Moore. And when I seen also too, the boos and the hate and all of this trash and stuff like that, how people talk about him, brought back memories about just the hate. Almost when people want to see you fail. Sometimes you lose a little faith in people, but also too, what the worst part is, sometimes you lose faith in yourself. And so this was a point where God came into my life. And with the greatest thing that could possibly happen, when I thought I let myself down, let my family down, and everybody else down, felt like I was a failure, couldn't do the things I wanted to do because people were just looking at me as a football player, and that was it. I had a family, all those different things. I felt like a big disappointment. And so when I got into where God knocked on my door, he released me from it. And I realized then that he made me Jason Dunn before I ever decided to become a football player. And that was the greatest thing that ever happened to me to know. And it felt like, when I'm telling you, like the weight of the world was lifted off my shoulders. Because it wasn't about having to prove myself to others that this is all I was to be. And so when God showed me that, it gave me a whole new lease on life. And it changed me fully. And I thank God for it. I thank God for just coming into my life and just really get me to a place to say, hey, you find whoever you are. It doesn't matter how many balls you catch, how many things you tackle. None of that matters. The only thing that matters is knowing that I made you. You're mine. And all the people out here are mine. And so all the boos and all that stuff disappeared, it dissipated. I couldn't see anything else but just the glory. And so I remember asked God, I said, if I have another chance and opportunity at this thing, I'm going to take it for what it's worth. I'm not going to take another play or practice or any of those things for granted. Not one thing. And I'm going to take it with a different mindset, knowing that in all my errant self and all those different things, man, God loved me more than anything else. And that was the only love I needed. So at that point, the boos didn't touch me, couldn't hurt me. As far as like my worth wasn't wrapped up in being a football player, NFL football player, or being this and that. And it was, being wonderfully made and shaped in his image, Imago Dei. And so for me, when I talked about Skyy Moore, that's what I meant, the depths of me. Because I seen a guy that was struggling. I knew he was dealing with. And what the thing was, a lot of people just don't know. What they see, Marcus, is they see guys making a lot of money. They see things happening to guys. Oh, well, he's got the flashy this, he got the flashy things. You know how many people I know and have known, they got plenty of money, millionaires that are empty inside, that are battling themselves? How many people we have heard that, like crowd, the crash market, and, when they lose things, they money and all these different things, they take themselves out because there's no hope left. Because in this society where people try to tell you this is all who you are, that's your only purpose, it's the only thing you can serve is this, right? And then, of course, people might hear this and, oh, man, JD, you might want to hear that. He still got to do his job. Sure, he does. He does. Guess what? I'm a root for him wherever he is, just like I'm a root for you wherever you are. See that? And I realize that's who God made me to be. Absolute G-Pick. Money cannot buy you happiness. It can provide you with a lot of different things, but happiness is one of those things that can be fleeting. I have several conversations with guys in the NFL, not just the NFL, but other occupations. And so when you lose faith in yourself and confidence and all these things, and you feel like this is all you are, that's a tough thing to swallow for people to deal with. So I wish Skyy Moore well. Like I said before, anytime I see anybody struggle, whoever it is, I'm going to try to pick them up because that's who God made me to be. But more importantly, if we just get it to the organic part of it, if he's wearing the number for the Chiefs, man, shoot, why not give him your cheers? Because I tell you what, man, you come on this show, you come in front of JD, you down and out, you ask for my support, I'm going to give it to you. See where you are. I'm going to meet you where you are. That's what we should do. So we can be happy for Skyy Moore. Hopefully this is going to be something for him that he moves forward with himself and his life. That all I look for right now is just good things. And if it doesn't happen, he's going to be all right. He's going to be fine with me. And I hope he knows that. And I hope he knows that he's just not a receiver catching footballs. He's not a sideshow or just an entertainer doing this. He's more than that. He's a son. He's a friend. He's a teammate. And he's a man. I think for all of us, man, we can learn a little bit from that in the struggle. So I didn't know what I really wanted to talk about this, but I said, you know what? I don't mind telling this story. I really don't. Because if anything, what happened, I told Andy this. When I was up at camp. I gave Andy a big old hug and said, I love you. I said, man, you remember when, as a young guy, and we just talking through the young, him starting, me coming in, and like all of this time, he's able to see my grandson, all these different things. And I'm sitting there imagining, man, what could have happened if I thought I saw all I was? I'll let y'all figure that out. So and I told Andy, thank you. And that thank you meant even more to that. We had a conversation about that. I needed that. I needed to take that time off, the 99, to come on to Kansas City Chiefs. Gunther Cunningham himself called me up. I tried to get to the Chiefs twice, 2 years in a row. I actually went out to Kansas City. When I got cut, I went to Kansas City. Left, was going to be signed. Knee swells up like a daggone cantaloupe. And I had to call him and say, man, I told my agent, said, look, man, let him know, man, I'm not going to be able to play this year. There's several teams like that. But, shoot, I found my way. And guess what? When I got to Kansas City, I felt a city that embraced me and beautiful people out there. Beautiful people. Even in the struggle that we went through during those years and stuff like that, what I appreciated the most, even with the ones that was there, was they stuck with the team. They stuck with them. So part of the problem, what I see now, is these Johnny-come-latelys that see the Chiefs just winning right now, and they think, oh, okay, this is what is expected. This is what it's always been. And it's not. They have no context of the history what the struggle has been. And a lot of y'all out there know what it is. Y'all done been through it. Y'all done suffered and seen it. Suffered in the way, just whatever that is, that meaning. But I say for guys that do suffer, that struggle is real. Not just for guys and players. This is for everybody out here. I'm speaking to everybody that's hearing my voice right now. Struggle in life is real. And part of what we're supposed to do is we're supposed to share some of that burden with each other. If we can unload it somewhat to help somebody out, let's do it. Let's do it. So with that being said, man, I'm just going to finish that story, Marcus. I know it's not really where I wanted to go, but this is where my heart led it to be, to talk about that. And I tell you what, it's more than just football. And you're going to get more than just football on this show sometimes. So if you're tuning in, you're sitting over, you didn't listen, this is what you're going to get, because this is who I am. So love you guys out there. Love you.
Love you too, man. Thanks for sharing that. I know it's a very deep, and I know very, obviously, very personal. So, and very deep. And I hope Skyy Moore, I will clip this. I hope Skyy Moore gets to watch this to realize, like that, while he is gone on his way to San Francisco, like, he does have people that do support him and did see and saw him. You saw him and you empathize with his story and what he was going through. And we wish him the best. Yeah.
Shoot, just wishing the best, man. Absolutely. So,
yeah. And one thing too, I know you kind of mentioned it, but I know there's gonna be a lot of people who are gonna focus on the drops, the fumbles, the muff punts, all that stuff. But at the end of the day, when we look back at the Chiefs dynasty in 30, 40 years from now, when you are, showing your grandchildren, your great-great-grandchildren, when they watch the Chiefs run, you're not gonna be able to watch the Chiefs run without seeing Skyy Moore's touchdown that he had in that Super Bowl game. So no matter any kind of bad you want to pick out, there's going to be one thing that we'll remember is the touchdown that he had against the Eagles. So, not bad for a 23-year-old kid.
No, man, shoot. Remember the bright moments. You know what I'm saying? What he had. Shoot. I get it. Hey, remember those, right? The man's, moved on and how they wanted to do it. Hey, Godspeed. I wish this man well and everything. Every single second of the day. Wish you well. So,
yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, we hope you guys enjoyed that story from JD. That's really deep down stuff. I'm seeing a lot of you guys on the chat here saying it's why you watch our show, and yeah, it's the real deal, guys. The raw stuff behind the curtain of what the players go through. They're not just the dudes who play on Sundays. There are a lot more than that.
Yeah, you're not robots, man. We be robotic. We want to be perfect. We don't want to drop a pass. Romeo was saying that none of these guys. Nobody wants to fail. Nobody wants bad things to happen to you. It ain't like he's knocking balls down just to not, okay, I don't want, shoot. And sometimes the pressure gets to you. And I remember just the pressure gets, shoot. Hey, it's all right. Hey, clean slate, right? Let's get it. Clean slate.
Yeah. And that could pay off dividends for him as well, to go to a different environment, start fresh, the new fan base that doesn't have this built up stuff, second round pick. That's gone now, right? Let's go to a new place. You can start fresh and be a guy over there, and we'll be rooting for him.
Oh yeah,
and you have an opportunity too with all the injuries they have in that wide receiver room. So there you go.
Yeah, man, it's shoot. That's how these things work out, right? So blessing in disguise, right? Got crowded here. It's going to be tough for him to go ahead and make it. Obviously, with the guys that's playing well, okay. And shoot, we got to celebrate the guys that's doing it. I mean, this is the production business. It is, right? Shoot. Hey, man. And the best man wins. How it is. Hey, that's how it works. That's how it works.
And I find it interesting, right? And I'm curious what your thoughts are on this. So he has a rough game last week, the 2 drops, and all of a sudden, the last touch he gets in Kansas City is a punt return with 90 yards to the house or whatever it was. If that doesn't happen, does he have? Do you think he still gets traded today? Do you think that if he never has that punt return for a touchdown, does he get traded today and just becomes a guy who's cut with the 53 in a couple of weeks, or is that? I mean, we talk about things happen for a reason, right? His last touch, so he went from his value being at an all-time low to all of a sudden, oh man, 90-yard punt return. Like, oh man, this guy he does have flashes. There is the flash right there. It's like, I mean, if that doesn't happen, does he get traded today? That's, I guess, my question.
Yeah, probably still. I mean, he still have value. I mean, look, when teams see, okay, like film doesn't lie, okay. I mean, he was a terror up there, Western Michigan. They evaluate he runs a good route. He had great hands. I don't think anybody, disagree with that. Scouts and all this, not at all. So that is still that. And so if it's something like a team is like, hey, man, like, shoot, we can use a guy like this. And I'm sure, like I said, Andy, Nagy, and those guys, like, look, you're getting a good guy, okay? Has some struggles, but maybe this will help him get to where he needs to be. And so teams are like, yeah, okay, shoot, yeah, let's take it. If they're hurting and the door opens up for an opportunity for a guy to go play, absolutely. So they still would have probably did it. So even without the punt return and stuff like that, yeah, why not? Why not? He's got experience in the NFL, playing games. That's what you want to be able to get, So he's got, catches. He's played in the Super Bowl. He's been on the Super Bowl team. He understands what the standards are and all those different things. It's a little bit tough for him, okay? A little tough. So I hope he has a better, out and out there. Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah.
And I mentioned this before you came on, really. Mike Brennan says it here. Plus, he was always seemed to be putting in the time to improve. I mean, every Texas workout, there was never a time where like, oh, where's Skyy Moore? He was always there. He was always there at the extra stuff, always putting the extra work. And like, that's a guy who's a hard worker. I mean, like, he was always around. You always saw videos of him working out, either with Bobby Strapp or on his own. He was always around Pat, always just trying to be better. And like, I mean, what more do you want from your play as a fan and our fans in the chat? Like, whether he was play up to his expectations or not, he still did the work and tried his ass off to be that guy. It just didn't click for whatever reason.
That's the thing about it. It's sure you can say the things on productivity and stuff like that, but to put it the effort and the time, there was no question what you get. When I was up at the camp and when I see Xavier in there catching footballs, nobody else around, you know who comes out there with him? Skyy Moore. They both out there catching. And so, how y'all was talking about having, like a mental block and things like that, you could put so much pressure on yourself that you try not to mess anything up, that, you get tight, you do all these things, and it just, you're doing too much to yourself. And you're actually doing yourself a disservice than you are with, getting better, really. So,
and even up until his last game with us, right? So the Seattle game happens. The next day, I get a DM from our guy Deshaun Hammonds at the boxing gym, who's in the boxing gym with him the day after they get back from Seattle. Skyy Moore. I mean, so it was never-ending work for the guy. So that tells you how good of a work ethic he had. Whether he put it all together on the field, that's another thing. But as far as a guy who actually tried his ass off to be that dude for us, you can't knock it. I mean, based on everything we've seen from him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, so now we're going to get to a guy.
Godspeed. Yeah.
Good luck in San Francisco, buddy. We'll be rooting for you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so now we're going to go to a guy who will be on the team this year, and it's a guy who we don't know when he's going to be on the team this year, but he will be on the team at some point this year. So we're finally starting to get some clarity on the Rashee Rice suspension. His disciplinary hearing with the NFL has been scheduled for September 30th, which means Rice could be there for the first 4 games. But a report came out today from Adam Schefter, and he's reporting that the league originally pushed for 8 games on Rashee Rice, but the personal conduct policy points to 6 games, and the now expectation is closer to 5. He's also reporting that this could be settled before the season starts. So that begs the question, JD. If it gets done before the season starts, obviously, it'll serve as the first 5 weeks. But the initial report was it won't happen until the hearing on September 30th, which means he'll stay for the first 4 games of the season. So I've seen a lot of people go back and forth of when they want the suspension to happen, JD. As a player, I'm just curious, is it for a player and team-wise, right, to get in a rhythm with a team, right, is it better to go into the first 5 games or first 4 games of the season playing or first 4 games of the season suspended just to kind of get it over with? Or is it one thing that you kind of want, like, to get it over with right away, or like, no, we want it for those first 4 games to kind of set the boundary and basis for the season?
I don't know. I don't know which one's ideal. I think, at least me personally, considering that the schedule we have, I love to have him the first 4 games, 4 or 5. I mean, I'm sitting over there looking at these jokers. Oh, man, I took it down. But, looking at our schedule, the first few games is going to be really tough. What I do like about this, though, is the NFLPA is getting involved with this, okay? And they're using stall tactics, and they're trying to get it down to like 4 games. They're trying to talk their way, like, hey, man, look, like don't try to railroad him, all right? He's done every protocol you asked him to do, okay? He's did everything y'all asked him and then some. So y'all make sure y'all do it with the collective bargaining agreement. How many y'all can actually do under whatever the bylaws are. That's what I love. So I think if you have him the first of the season, also, Marcus, what it can do is if you're almost looking at a suspension, you could work a young guy in like a Jalen Royals and all those guys to see how it would look without a Rashee Rice. You know what I mean? So Rice comes in, bring Jalen Royals. So if it does happen, when you take out Rashee Rice, guys are already ready to get to move in. That's the way I look at it. So go ahead and get him immersed into what we need to do. Go ahead and get your rhythm and stuff down now, right, with Rashee Rice. And let him know, like, look, man, we just need for you to ball out right now. Don't worry about your suspension. If it comes, it comes. We'll deal with it then. It's just like you're going to be hurt, okay? You have a bad hamstring, for whatever the 4 weeks, whatever, right? Just treat it that way. But we just need for your mind to stay sharp where you need to be. And let's go ahead and continue to do the work now. And if it happens to happen later, then so be it. But they say the hearing is what, September the 30th? So that would already have, how many games is that? If they're
four games at that point.
Okay, well, shoot. Then, after that, man, sure. What you got the schedule? Let me see.
Yeah. So first 4 games we have Chargers, Eagles, Giants, Ravens. Those are the first 4 games. So it's a pretty tough first 4 games there. So it'd be nice to have Rashee Rice for those first 4 games.
Yeah, it would. And so that's the way I look at it. If you have any for those games, I think it's probably the best thing to deal with is your hardest part of your schedule, which I kind of look at. That's us. I kind of look at that's the tough. Chargers, Eagles, Giants, Ravens. Yep. And then let's say you do it after that. I mean, sure, what are you looking? Jags, Lions, Raiders, Commanders. I mean, you can get away with what you need to get away with. And I said this, Mark. Look, I already said this. Okay, we're gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine with the guys that we have and the talent that we have. Okay, Rashee Rice is incredible for us, but we have so many weapons around what Patrick Mahomes that somebody's going to be able to pick up where Rashee Rice left off. We will. Still got Worthy. Hollywood Brown is coming back. Travis Kelce, Noah Gray. We got the running backs. You said the same thing. Jalen Royals, Tyquan Thornton is probably going to be the guy on here. Whoever the 6th wide receiver, and if they decide to go 7, that's going to be enough. So we'll be fine in that regard. And we have the best quarterback in the NFL. I know everybody's not saying it, which is crazy to me that all these other talking heads out here say whatever they want to say. We're going to be fine. That's the way I look at it. We got the gunslinger. That's who it is. So as long as PM15's back there, as long as the Grim Reaper is back there with his sickle going and putting it on everybody, that's all that matters, man. We're gonna be all right. We're gonna be all right. So yeah, I know everybody, and because the talent Rashee Rice is, I get it. But we went through a stretch last year. We didn't have Rashee Rice, and we didn't have a Hollywood Brown.
Yeah.
What was our record, Marcus, last year?
15-2.
Say it again.
15-2.
15-2. We're gonna be fine, brother. We are gonna be fine. That's where I look at it. So next man.
100%. And I do think it is like we were able to get away with it last year, right? We were without Rashee Rice, we were without Hollywood Brown. So that's why it's like I'm not as concerned, right? It'd be different if like we only know our offense when Rashee Rice is there. And of course we want Rashee Rice there the entire season. But I'm not as scared by this just because of the fact that like we saw this last year, right? When it happens. I mean, there's a whole Kingdom documentary about, Rashee Rice goes down, but no problem. The Chiefs were able to adapt and move on without him for the rest of the season. But yeah, I mean, it does bring up a good question as far as like, do you want for those first 4 games, or do you want to? Would you rather have it just suspension, get it over with, and then he comes back week 5 or week 6? It's just one of those things. Like for me, kind of like how you said, like right. So you play your first 4 games and you get suspended. It's okay. That's like pretty much. You had a mid-season injury and you're out for those couple of weeks. Just treat it as that, rehab and get right. And Delmonte Greenbean's asked a question here, like. How is he going to stay kind of fresh throughout those weeks? I guess. I mean, he
just got to work out. That's what he has to do, and I think he has to do it on his own. So he'll be set up to with everything he's doing. He understands, like you said, the scheme. I know he was talking about. So he'll be fine. He'll have a facility and stuff like that. He needs to get treated if he needs to, but he's going to stay in shape. You're going to stay in shape. So that's why I say go ahead and get into that rhythm now where the transition from training camp to the first 4 games is going to be paramount. So I'd rather him do it that way as opposed to like trying to catch up. Shoot, go against the hardest competition, at least at this moment, right? Eagles, Ravens, okay? Giants got to look good. Chargers, those are 4 formidable teams that we know is going to be the top tier teams that we're dealing with. So Giants are still, whatever, but they're gonna give it L. They're gonna give it L. But no, he'll as far as parameters of what he's able to do and not be able to do, I think they'll figure it out too. He'll be fine. He'll be fine.
I know you were praising the Players Association for trying to holding the league to the fire here. The feet league or whatever, holding the league to the fire here in this game or in this whole suspension thing. But I think for me, I'm more kind of disgusted with the fact that September 30th. I mean, you've had a whole off season, you've had a year and more than that to get this whole thing kind of squared away. September 30th, the earliest they could do this. I mean, I saw Aston has already gotten suspended. A lot of these guys, a lot of those things have already happened with some of these guys. Demarcus Robinson today, 3 games for substance, and we're talking about over a year and a half now. This is last summer, and then now we're getting to September 30th into the season, and that's when the disciplinary hearing happens. I think that's a whole thing on that's a travesty for the league not getting all this stuff done before the season starts. I'll have this stuff all squared away because it's ridiculous. I mean, you're going to wait till week 5 of the season to do this? Nuts.
I know it, man. Who knows? Who knows who, pulling the strings and doing this and doing that. Like I said, this is what I do commend the NFLPA. I'm glad the union players, union is getting involved in this. Okay. Because if they could keep kicking the can down the road and I'll be in hey, man, shoot, why are you sitting over there doing the same thing the same argument you just made? Why do it right here in the middle of the season when the guys go over getting, himself, ready to do everything he needs to do out there on the field? And, he's playing. The guy's playing, okay? He's involved in everything, all right? He's a pertinent part of what they do offensively. And now this is what y'all want to do to him, okay? Hey, I'd be like, look, why don't you just wait till off season if you're going to do something? Okay. Or if you're going to do the next 4 games, make sure it's going to be 4 games. Don't try to push 6. Don't try to push 8. Don't try to push 10. None of that makes any sense. And so if you're going to go ahead and do it now, then let that set the precedent on how you do things. Okay. But I think it's a bad look to do it like that in the middle of the season, especially how long it happened since it's happened. Y'all could have did it last year when he was hurt. You could have done it. Okay. So what do y'all need now for this? Some type of blood from this man? What else needs to be done from him? What other hoops he need to jump through? The other parameters he needs to, stay with, What else needs to be done? So I just, like I said, man, shout out to the NFLPA for that.
Yeah, it's one thing too. It's if this whole thing gets dragged into the season, it's okay, then just wait till next season to do it. Then if this is what you're going to do, wait till next off season to do that. It's just ridiculous. And plus, the season hasn't started yet. Do it now. Take the 5 games now. Say it and be over with. And we have to wait till September 30th. And they want to have 8 games in the first place. I mean, I'm not knocking what he did, right? And I think it's been over a year now. We've had plenty of guys have talked about how you've seen the maturity from him. Mahomes has talked about how he's seen Rice has grown from it. Even you just see he's matured a lot from it, doing what he's done in his community. Sure. And yeah, right. What he did was bad, but at this point, it's NFL, man. Come on, you guys are a multi-billion, trillion-dollar corporation. You guys are waiting until week 5 of the season to have a disciplinary hearing on the guy when the thing happened last summer. Come on.
Yeah, I just don't think is to the convenience of for the team or whatever. This is some of those other stuff that you're sitting over here I don't even want to use the word collusion or make the Chiefs pay. Is that somebody can look at some things like that? But look, we understand, okay, that needs to be held accountable for what he did, okay, and he's done everything that he's tried to do, okay, to have some type of reconciliation with the people. He's done that. And so, yeah, we know that, okay, suspension is looming. If he needs to be done, fine, cool. I just don't like how he's just I feel like they just jerking him around. and they don't need to. Just make a decision and do it and stick with it. That's what it's going to be. Make a decision. So, but like I said, if I had my druthers, I'd rather just be after the 4 games he plays, after the September the 30th, that's how you want to do, fine. Make it happen after that. Okay. And then all of us be done. Okay. So.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I wanted to play the first 4 games, and that September 30th, that's when you do what you got to do. Suspend him for the whatever 5 games, as according to what Schefter said. Do that. That's fine.
It just just to be in limbo though is this crazy part of it. Like, okay, we don't know what's going on. Like, why are we? What's taking so long last year to do it? What Roger Goodell? Like, you don't have enough money, Raj? Come on, Raj! Like, you're supposed to be a guy making the decisions, right? And you have good rapport with the players most of the times. He does, as far as getting things done. So I don't understand why it took this long. Okay, don't quite understand it. All right, but here we are. Fine, here we are. September 30th, make a decision, however you want to do it. Okay, and just leave it at that.
Yeah, and I think Sasha said a good point there. Like, and kind of what you alluded to, dragging this out for over a year is a punishment in itself. Yeah, the fact that that's looming over the player's head, like, oh man, we get suspended for this, and like it's looming over the team's head. I mean, luckily our team's a well-oiled machine, so it's not a distraction to the team by any means. But still, though, just to know that this is going to come, it's either going to happen before week 5 or after week 5. Just one of those things that it's an unnecessary thing to loom since we've known this should happen a long time ago. So.
Yeah. Either way,
man.
we're gonna be all right. That's not. Let me just put this to bed. The rest is, whenever he's on suspension, as bad as it seems and feels, the Chiefs gonna be fine. We got the guys in the building that could torch anybody, any defense in this league, and they will do so. So, running backs, tight ends, wide receivers, we're gonna be all right. One guy don't stop no show, and we'll be able to make it. And when Rashee Rice comes back from whatever they lay down, he's going to come right back in with a vengeance too. So have at it.
Yeah, and you look at a wide receiver depth in room this year versus last year. It's not even close from top to bottom, the amount of dudes we have in this room right now. So and we were able to go 15-2 without Rashee Rice for the vast majority of the season last year. So I think we'll be all right without Rashee Rice. Just hopefully they figure that out.
Yep, we'll be all right.
So Lawrence Izzer, what is the reason we are going to a judge on the 30th? That is when his disciplinary hearing happens on the 30th.
So I guess through the arbitration and those, guys meeting and having all these talks and whatnot, that's the day that they decided. So,
all right. So now we're going to go to Matt Nagy, a press conference from yesterday where he spoke about the short yardage stuff with Kansas City. And I know there was a big thing last week all over Twitter, Chief fans overreacting about, oh, man, short yardage is terrible again. It's like, wait, what? Were you guys not watching football last year? Because Kareem Hunt was one of the most efficient short yardage running backs in the league last year. But nonetheless, Matt Nagy talked about short yardage play, and discussion of tush push came up with the Kansas City Chiefs, and that was very interesting that was even a discussion, but we'll get into it right here.
For us, that's a critical part of the game that you got to be great at, and we're hard on ourselves when we don't do well, and we know that the quarterback sneak in this game for a lot of teams is very, very important, and they do it. They live by it. You have the tush push that everybody does, or that several teams do. Obviously, we don't live in that world, but schematically, we feel like we have our own ways of kind of getting to that quarterback sneak, even if it's not that play. But then there also is maybe the element of surprise when that does come. You never know, right? So I think that's kind of an advantage to us. But it is for us to also know, hey, there are different ways to be successful, whether it's running the football, throwing it. And that's where I think, a lot of credit to Coach Reid and Coach Heck in the run game with that part of it.
You say you're not in the tush push world.
Mm-hmm.
I guess among the crew is saying maybe we should do that, or is it just an acknowledgement that hey, like if we're not doing that, it gives us more options than say teams that are leaning towards being in that tush push world?
Well, I'm telling you that we're not in the tush push world, but maybe we are, and you don't know it. So I'm just not going to say it right now. That would be pretty sweet if now you don't really know. So maybe we come out the first 3rd and 1 and do it. It'd be pretty cool.
So there's Matt Nagy on the tush push, kind of talking at first, saying we're not going to do it, but then he says at the end, like, we might subscribe to it. And I saw a lot of people on online yesterday, because the only part that got played in that interview was just him talking about the tush push, and a lot of people are saying, "Oh, why are we even talking about these gimmicky plays?" But again, there's kind of this misconception within Chiefs Kingdom. A lot of people are saying that our short yardage is lacking. But again, I need to remind people, our short yardage rate last year when we got Kareem Hunt, 15 of 18 short yardage chances last year. That was Kareem Hunt, 83%. And that's short yards anywhere from, like, I believe 3rd and 2 to 4th and 1. So that's where the short yardage chances are. So JD, with Nagy, and it seemed like he was talking about the tush push in gist, but I mean, we haven't done a traditional QB sneak with Mahomes since 2019. The only times we've done it since is Noah Gray doing it, or Blake Bell doing a QB sneak. So the fact that we're going from no QB sneaks at all to potential even talking about tush pushes, what do you make of this whole talk of this gimmicky play that Matt Nagy talked about yesterday?
It's just talk. It is. You know, if they decide to do it, fine. If they don't, so what? Like you said, we were 15-18 when Kareem Hunt came here. I think, you know, what people were alluding to is how it looked the last game against the Seahawks. And so, you know, we got blown up on the right side with Creed, Trey, and I think they had Wiley over there just trying to block. We ran backside, which I think was just kind of a bad play. Carson still ran it in there. So we had penetration. Guys didn't get the cleats in the ground and push guys off. Okay. And I guess Love might have been the one that made it in the backfield. I'm trying to think who it was. And then also, too, down on the goal line, when we got a safety. That these things could be worked on. We're going to be fine in that regard. The Chiefs are going to be creative in what they do, short yardage wise. We have the ability to do very versatile things with a lot of different players that can throw the ball, reverses, run it up your throat, get around the corner. We have a lot of different ways, man, that we can do and hurt you. So, you know, one play or whatever, man, I mean, it's just, you know, it's conversation, man. I don't know. It's not even entertaining to me to really talk about this. It's not. I mean, this reporter's talking about the tush push. Okay, sure. Matt Nagy, just keep them hanging. Sure. We may have it, we may not. So we don't know. We're going to be fine. Like I said, those guys up front, man, are role graders. I trust Trey. I trust Creed. I trust, you know, if it's going to be Suamataia, because he's great in run blocking, Josh Simmons and Juwan Taylor. I trust them guys up there. Then you said it best. Kareem Hunt, Isaiah Pacheco, those guys get that extra yard to do that. We're going to be fine. So, I don't know, man. People bring up conversations on stuff. I don't know.
Yeah. But every year, I mean, this does kind of get brought up, the lack of the QB sneak. I mean, like, football's a dangerous sport, right? And I know there's this weird thing that lingers over Andy Reid and Nagy. I mean, QB sneaks are probably one of the most very, very cut and dry play. And yes, it can be dangerous, as we saw with what happened with the Pat's knee and the dislocation. But like, is it weird that we have scrapped it altogether? And it's become a thing like, oh no, there's other ways to convert on 3rd and 1 or 4th and inches. It's not the QB sneak though. But like, for me, it's weird that just like, since that play happened on that Thursday night game, it's like, you know what, QB sneak, done. We're not using it anymore. And for me, it's just so weird that we've just kind of resigned ourselves to never doing it ever again. Is that odd?
I mean, yeah, somewhat, but you know, their thinking is, shoot, when Pat did it, he got hurt. And so, look, man's worth $45 million. He's worth more than that. He's bringing championship rings, you know, Super Bowls, Lombardis here to Kansas City. He's the one that cannot get hurt. You don't want him on the bottom of the pile. If you want to use somebody else, remember Blake Bell used to come in, get the snap real quick and go. Somewhat similar to the tush push. It's kind of like a quick little thing. We can do that. So, like I said, they're going to be fine. They're going to be fine. If you want to bite the tush push, sure, go ahead and do it. Have somebody else do it. Okay, it doesn't have to be Pat. It doesn't have to be. So, Kelce's done been a quarterback. We know Xavier Worthy would want to do some things like that. Rashee Smith. You can put anybody back there, big bodies, kind of do things. So I think we'll be fine. Short yardage. Hopefully you know how to get a short yardage band. What we're doing is, striking up the band and hitting them deep. Okay, so you have to worry about it. But at some point it has to come up, right? I think we did a good job last year, like you said, 15-18 with Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt, man, has amazing balance. Those guys up front, if anything they can do, man, they can absolutely move bodies. They can in the run game. And so I want to see more of that. And hopefully we will.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. Like, forget about the QB sneak, the tush push stuff. Just go traditional, hand at 29. I mean, he was 83% last year. I believe the year before. And from what I was told from all the Cleveland Browns fans, it was a down year for Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt's washed. His short yardage conversion the prior year was 75%. So 75% 2 years ago, 83% this past year. Kareem Hunt is we've been wanting the guy to solve the short yardage issues. We had him last year. And yeah, we had a guy who came in the middle of the season off the couch and gave us 83%. If we can get a little bit of that, plus, a guy who's in shape for a full offseason, I think we'll be able to get 80+% again from Kareem Hunt. I mean, if that is his role next year as the short yardage back, or if the 1A, 1B, I mean, he should be, he won't be getting the 20+ carries like he was getting last year with Pacheco there. So he should be fresh enough to give us these spurts for these short yardage carries when he's in there. So I think they need to give 29 to Brock as much as possible.
Yeah, no, I think we'll do a good job, man, short yardage. Shoot, you can put Steele as a lead back. You can put somebody else lead back. And like Justin Blackwood said, when they bring in someone else, it makes it so obvious. They make it obvious anyway when you get in that formation as a tush push. So it doesn't even matter. Everybody knows it's coming. So regardless if it's obvious or not, it's the question of, can you stop us? That's the question. Yeah, we'll make it obvious. Yeah, we're going to run here. Stop us. How about you do that? Y'all get paid to do that. We get paid to get first downs. So man on man, mano on mano, let's see what we do. Okay, who wins this battle? And I tell you what, when I see 290 that back here, at bowling ball, that sucker got balance. And he falls, he turns his body, gets skinny in the hole, and he falls forward for like 1 or 2 yards. He's a master at that. So, no, man. The whole tush push thing, if they want to do it, sure, go ahead.
Yeah. And Kareem, man, the guy can be as thick as can be, but he sure can get skinny, man.
Sure. You sure can. Absolutely get skinny. Yes, sir.
Will said when we had Kareem back in 2017, our short yardages were dominant. We leaves and he leaves and we suffered. He comes back and we convert. Kareem is the answer. 100%.
He's the answer. The answer. I remember AI was the answer. Right? The answer.
Yeah, so I think that is the answer. I know the tush push was the conversation with the media day yesterday. I think the answer is number 29. That's the answer to this whole tush push stuff. Just give him the rock. If we give him the rock a little bit more in that Super Bowl, who knows? It may have not been that big of a blowout, but I need to get into the Super Bowl conversation again.
No, shoot, there's a lot of problems there. That's long gone, man. We're in the whole due season.
Yeah.
Mirror.
Yeah. All right, so now we're going to get to – so we're going to get to our final topic. I'm going to post a link in there, guys. Get ready to come in for the chat. But before we get to you all, we're going to have one question here about our final preseason games. The final dress rehearsal, JD. The final one is Friday night, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time against the Chicago Bears at home. So the Chiefs fans, the Arrowhead can get rocking for the first time. First time all preseason, and this will be the last time until week 2 of the season. Yeah, week 2 is when we will host the Eagles. So, JD, with the final dress rehearsal before week 1, and Andy saying we'll see a lot of the starters, what are you most excited to watch? What will you be looking for the most? I scanned through social media. The most things that people are talking about is defensive line, to see us not get gashed for about 400 yards again. And, of course, that man right there, number 76, Kingsley Suamataia. Of those two, which are you more looking forward to in this? I tried. I spelled it out phonetically, JD, right here. I have it on my desk, so I don't get called out for it. But JD, of those two things, which one? And obviously, we're looking forward to seeing all of it. But which one are you going to be kind of honed in on in this final preseason game, this final dress rehearsal?
Well, first shout out to General 51 and Eric Tyrone Wilson and Stu in the chat coming in, seeing y'all guys. Welcome. I know you said y'all coming in late, but hey, man, y'all on time. That's the way I look at it. So what do I think on this last dress rehearsal that we have? I think it's interesting, like Coach Cradell was talking about, how it used to be done, how guys were getting in a lot of the playing time up until like the second quarter, the guy to get the reps in. And so now, this being the last game, you got to do that. And what I'm going to be looking at, obviously, is the line. I'm going to be looking at offensive line and defensive line. I'll be looking at maybe some of the wide receivers. I want to be looking at some of the secondary, right, the DBs. I'm checking all these different guys out, looking at the linebackers. So there's a lot of things I'm going to put my eyes on, Marcus. But really, it's about the rhythm, them getting in and out the huddle or not, how the play calling is coming in, okay? And I know we're not going to show too much, but we're going to work on a few things. We're going to put some things out there. And so it's going to be against a good, opponent. I think the Bears are a team that has a lot of talent on them. They do. Joe Thuney is going to be coming back to Kansas City, right? Which is going to be good. So you're going to see some good hugs and, hey, how you doing, guy? And, so there's going to be some competition, believe me. For the Bears, they're sitting over here going against, the Super Bowl contenders, the Kansas City Chiefs from last year. They want to be up-and-comers. They want, our conversation to come out off our lips of who they are. But I look, this, without a doubt, is going to be an indication to where guys are, okay? Physically. Gameplay, game speed, game shape. That's what I'm going to be looking for. And I want the lines, okay, your starters and whatnot, to get a whole half. You can. I want them to get a whole half. You start dwindling these things down to the last game. They kind of know who they want close to on the 53-man roster. There's going to be a couple of questions here and there, special teams wise, how the guys, actually playing. So this is the game, and I know somebody was like, oh, well, Carson Steele was in there before Elijah Mitchell. I'm like, it don't matter. This game, you start looking to see who's all getting some reps. Start looking at that. It's going to be a great indicator on who you looking at, who's on the bubble, okay? So that first half, you start looking at the rotation of guys. It's going to be a good tell. Arrowhead, like you said, it's going to be rocking. It's going to be a live crowd. But, man, I think the line, it's going to be an indicator for me, Marcus. It really is. It's an indicator. So I think we win. I think that for sure. So.
And the interesting thing is, because preseason's gone from 4 to 3 games now, so it's interesting to see it's kind of the old school guys. How are they kind of playing it? Because back when you were playing, that game 3 was very important. You saw a lot of the starters playing those games. That was when the game 3 was when you saw the most times where you see the guys who are going to be balling out during the season getting the most playing time. Now, I guess Andy's still sticking with the old school ways. Game 3, you're going to see the bulk of the starters playing the entire time, or at least the first half, at least. But I'm with you. I'm interested to see how Kingsley looks. And also, too, I want to see kind of how what you said, right? Seeing the guys who are rotated in with those ones offense, right? Everyone was talking about Carson Steele got playing time in the first half of that game. Well, we might see a little bit of Rashard Smith play with Mahomes. We might see Eli Mitchell play with Mahomes. We might see those guys, and that it's a good indicator of like, oh, those guys might actually get some playing time once the season comes around.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the guys, you might be like, they're thinking about, oh, okay, this guy could be a practice squad guy. And if we need to take him off and move him on, we can do so. So yeah, I think this is really, like I said, a good indicator of who's going to be, on the bubble, who they're thinking, 53-man roster. This is going to be it. Because at this moment, we're thinking when we start the game, we down in Brazil, down at Sao Paulo, we're going to be rocking and rolling. And it's going to be with everybody that we expect to be with us. And we're taking it to the Chargers, and we're leaving no prisoners. We're coming out, man, and we are trying to give them the business. So, yeah, you're going to see everybody out there. And like I said, a D-line rotation. FAU is out. He's going to be done, right? And I said this, the DB. That's another thing. DBs, sub-package, how does that look? Linebacker-wise, shoot, who's going to be the guys? Who's going to be the guys? I think other than that, man, there's going to be some hard decisions after this game is over. Let me put it this way. And it is going to be based off of, let's say, the return man, special teams, how guys perform. Is going to be like that. That's going to be the make or break for some of these dudes. Just be honest. Okay. So, with that being said, man, I'm a notepad and my pen, and I'm gonna be taking notes over all of this. But it should be a good game. It should be a really good game.
So does that mean Friday night we'll meet right after the game, guys? We'll be right on here on right here on YouTube. Myself, Tasia, and JD to talk about the last preseason game. So does that mean Monday you're gonna have you're gonna reveal your 53 man?
Yeah. Well, you want after the show of the week next week?
You want to do it on Monday just so you have the weekend to kind of go back and watch film?
Yeah. Do the Monday show.
So there you go, guys. Monday, JD will reveal his 53-man roster because I mean, based on what we usually kind of do a little by little, and then the 53 man's by the end of the week, I guess. That's the way they usually do it. But so yeah, we will do that. Yeah, and also too, which I think is another interesting thing. You mentioned Joe Thuney coming back, but like from what I've read last week, Chicago, pretty much their entire starting team played the first half of that game, and they're going to be doing that again this week. The Chicago guys will be playing a lot this week as well. So.
Yeah. Well, like talking about Romeo, Romeo was sitting there saying like this, you want your first team to get that, and this is what I was saying about like King Suma. Everybody, he's having 11 snaps. I'm like, 11 snaps is not enough for him to get game time ready and game time shape. He needed more. So when I was sitting there saying that, and like Romeo was sitting there saying like these guys got to take onus for themselves. They need to run a couple more laps, run around it. Okay, yes. Thank you, Coach. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay. Just reinforcing, what is being said for people to understand that more reps, the better off he is. Okay. And that's for all the guys, D-line as well, too. So, and I think you're going to see a different performance, though, Marcus. Okay. I don't think any of the guys are satisfied with what they gave the last game. As a matter of fact, I would say they was probably flat out embarrassed. For the showing. And so there's plenty of guys, that some jokers looked at, side-eyed like, okay, you might not make it. You might not be the starter like you think you're going to be. So this is a chance and opportunity, man. If you're serious, you better show that you're serious. And so once we do that at full evaluation, I will come out and say whatever I need to say after the game is over. But I do need to see some production. I need to see some things. I need to see guys get tired. I need to see guys get tired. I need to see us be good on 3rd and 1, 3rd and short, whatever it is. Short yardage. I want to see that too, right? They bring up tush push and all these different things, man. Let's shoot. We'll have something for them. We're gonna be all right. So it's gonna be exciting.
Currently, Chiefs are a 1.5 point favorite. I know it's preseason, but 1.5 point favorite on Friday night. So
listen, this segment, okay, so everybody understands, all right? There's 94 people watching this, all right? And we want you all. We just sent the link out in the comment section. Brave the Rapids, okay? Hit it and come in and say what's up to us, talk to us, ask us some questions. Stu, I see you on there, Stu. When you going to ask some questions, Stu? Talking all that noise.
We got somebody, one of our one of the usual suspects is in the chat right now. Our guy Greg Rose is coming on here.
Yes, sir.
What's up, Greg?
Hey, do you hear me better this time?
We do, man. Greg, how you doing, my brother? You doing all right?
I'm doing good.
Yeah.
Last time when I was out by the koi pond, my hearing aids kind of go down on the noise because it's trying to equalize and you couldn't hear me. And I couldn't do anything about it once you get on.
That's all right, man. I love the serene look, the aesthetics of it. Like I told you, it was very therapeutic. And I felt like I was sitting back there with you, man, having a nice little, little sip of, and I do bourbon and stuff. So
yeah, I love it out back.
Yeah,
but anyway, what I was going to say is there's so many hard hits going on all around the league, and some of our really important guys, I don't want to see them in there. All right. I hope, like linemen aren't so bad. There's been quarterback hits, but like on the receivers, they are getting pummeled.
Yeah.
Guy jump up in the air and the guy hits him in the leg and just dumps him over the back. That one 49er player coming down and landing on his head. Oh my gosh.
Well,
let's forego, all these people trying to earn their spot by killing somebody,
Oh yeah.
I could do without that.
I hear you, brother. Hey, and listen, I get all of that. I do. But this is a rough sport. Football needs to be played physical, and the only way you can get guys tougher is to play physical. That's it. That's all. If we out there pillow fighting before the season starts, Greg, well, we're gonna have a whole lot of people hurt. Believe me.
Yeah. A question I had for you. What if Rice plays those first 4 games?
Yes.
And then he gets hurt?
Yeah. So that's a very good question. And that is something I actually don't know the answer to. But I think he has to be eligible to play in those games to, obviously to be counted against like him being suspended. Okay. So it's not like last year when he was hurt, it was like, oh, well, why don't you just suspend him then? No, because he's not going to play those games. He wouldn't the possibility of him playing.
He has to be off the injury report because the same thing happened in NBA last year. Joel Embiid was missing games. He did an altercation with a journalist in the locker room, and they made him active like a day later, and then they suspended him for three games. So yeah, you have to be an active. You have to be an active player.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, there's a bad chance there.
Yeah. Hey. But look, Greg, like we were sitting there saying before, man. Let me ask you this: Are you confident in what we have as far as weapons wise, where we will be fine without Rashee Rice?
We've had some real questionable receiver groups, and he does fine.
That's fine.
Yeah. Andy draws up the play. this is the way it's going to go, and they get it done. You know, it's been years of showing that.
Yes.
You know, that we don't have this super superior group. You know, we got a lot of people that have been in our lineup, you know, maybe not because we wanted to, because of injuries or whatever. It's like, you know, Juju got cut, and then he comes in with us and has a 100-yard game.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. So, see, I didn't even think Juju is another guy, right? Who are these guys are very capable of coming in and being productive. So I don't have any question whatsoever in our talent that we have in the wide receiver room who would fit the bill to still be successful in our offense and our scheme. Really.
Yeah, and he's not old. You know, he's only like 27.
Yeah.
You know?
Seems like you've been in the league for about 15 years, though, don't it?
I know. It seems like he should be the old guy, but, you know, hey, he's still young.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, we got a great group of support of guys, no question about it, man. So, I say this, man, let it come whenever it does. We're going to be fine. So it just shows us how dominant we're going to be without Rashee Rice. When he comes back, we're going to be even better. Then you really had to take heed of who we are. Then you're really going to be like, oh my gosh, the Chiefs are going to be unstoppable. Yes, we are. So
the Bears are going to be a really good test.
yes.
You know, even their second team was hammering it last week.
Yeah, he got their backup quarterback paid. He got an extension today.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been going through and watching the games, and you know, last year right before the season, I got me 83-inch TV. And
there you go.
There you go.
There you go. Yes, sir. There you go. You're doing it right. You're doing it right, baby. That's how it's done. That's it.
Yeah. I had a 40-inch TV, you know, and it was down here where my dog could sit there and try to get the deer when they come out of the hunting shows and stuff like that.
That's great.
All right, Greg. Okay, I'll let you go.
My brother, appreciate it, Greg, once again, man. You know, so, hey, man, always great seeing you, brother. Always great seeing you. Yeah. The handlebars looking good, man. I might have to go with their look, man. I might have to do that. Get my old, like I used to call it the Fu Manchu, you know?
Oh, yeah.
You know?
I grew a Santa Claus and shaped it any way I wanted it.
Did you? Okay.
I used to do Civil War reenactments. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
On my horse, I was on the cavalry.
All right. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, good. Shoot, we
That's-
have a baller here in Kentucky.
My picture that always shows up on the, on the side.
Yeah.
When I do the chat, that's one of the battles we were in.
Wow. All right.
That's awesome.
Right. How cool is that, man? That's
It
really
was
cool.
fun. But yeah, I lost a leg, so I can't do it anymore.
Oh. Yeah. I tell you what, man, challenge yourself. Go on out there, man. And still do it anyway.
I ride every day, and I just went to Yosemite and did Yosemite with my wife. She has to do all the work, but, that's what I got her for. She's great.
Well, bless us to her, know that she's doing all the work. All right, and she's here.
Yeah, she can hear me.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right.
This is Rose. All right,
Love you guys.
brother.
Thank you for the testimony today.
Absolutely.
That was awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right, brother. Love you. We'll see you.
Take it easy, Greg. All right. I love Greg. Greg's a good time. He's a great time.
Yes,
All right, so we got a guy, Will, coming in here now. Our usual guy. What's up, Will?
Hey, how's it going, y'all? Hey, shout out to Greg, man. Getting on this stream. All y'all need to join the link, man. Like, I don't want to be the only one on here, me and Optimistic James, man. But if no one gonna show up, we gonna show up,
Yeah, man. I'm wondering. I'm like, man. Some people, I'm like, hey, listen, just come on in and say what's up, right?
Hey, you guys can turn off the camera too. Like, you don't have to be on the camera. So all y'all that scared, don't worry about it, man. Just hop on and talk ball with Marcus Dash and JD.
There you go. So he told you
all
how
y'all
it is.
gotta do.
You ain't got to turn your camera on, okay? If you done got your head done and all those different things, and come on in, okay? Come on in. Say what's up to us. We want to hear your voice.
Sir.
All those things, man. Will, how you doing, brother? How's everything going, man?
Everything's going great, man. You know, blessed, praying for all these people, going through stuff.
That's right.
Stay strong. We keep y'all in your prayers, whatever y'all going through. But we're good here. We're blessed here, man.
Amen.
Man above.
That's right. Amen for that. That's the truth. That is the truth, brother.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you spitting the truth tonight, man. You telling everybody how to get on, man, on the stream, Sure, you telling, man, about God's grace out here, man. And look, everybody needs to come in. Everybody could come in and say what's up to us, right? At least
yes, sir.
Yeah, so I see a lot of, the ladies out here in the chat. Y'all welcome, come out here, ladies, and speak and, say your piece. And, I know y'all have some conversations, things to ask. So, please do. Yeah. And there's people lurking over in the shadows, and y'all see this, y'all hear this. Come on in. Come say what's up. All right. So, Marcus, give them the link one more time. Okay. So, with it,
I just popped it in there.
Okay. So, in the comment section, the link is in for you all to touch it and come on in and say what's up. Okay. So, we would love that.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah. Will, man, anything on your mind? Anything you want to see yourself for the game?
Man, you touched on it. King Suma, man, he needs more reps. Man, you see him mauling them dudes in the run game. Awesome, man. But he needs more reps. I think Coach Cornell talked about it the other day.
That's right.
They're not going to be able to get to where you need to go if you're not getting those reps in. And especially like you said, this is first time playing guard at the NFL level. Maybe even at all. I don't know what he was doing before that, before in high school and whatnot. But at the NFL level, it's different. You got to get those reps in. I want to see him. I know 11 snaps. It obviously can't play all the snaps, but as many as he can, up it up all the way. He's got to get ready because there's gonna be some dogs, man.
Yeah,
coming after him.
And I say, man, it doesn't cut it because you only have a 2.5 hour practice. There's other guys that need to practice, get some reps too. So you're limited to what you can do and how many guys are actually going to be able to get it. So yeah, game time, speed, pace, the physicality of actually hitting, I mean, you need all of that. You need all of that to get yourself ready. So, that's probably one of the downfalls, especially for linemen in camp, because you can't get the work in that like you wanted. But like Greg was sitting there talking and shoot, the Bears got it last week. They're going to test the guys out. You can tell Seattle, those guys is getting the test in. That's the way it's done. So, and I see somebody on Twitter was talking about Mike Caliendo and King Suma, and Mike only gave up a certain amount of pressures in these couple of games last year for 15 or something, and King Suma already gave up 3 in the 11 snaps that he had. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, this is not the measurement or the own that you think it is. King Suma has not had the amount of playing time at that position like a Mike Caliendo. He hasn't. If they both had the same amount of playing time at that position, sure, you have an argument. I would have been like, okay, all right, we can look at that. But you compare apples to oranges. You just are. So.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And I mean, he's a offensive line royalty. He has a couple guys, a couple family members that have been in the league. So I mean, he's in there, man. It's in him. He just reps, man. You got to get those reps, game time, speed, and I really do like his potential. Anywhere along the line, but left guard, I mean, hey, that's a good spot for him. Just get him the reps, and I think he'll be fine eventually. But like they put last year, they pulled him after 2 games, man, at left tackle. And I understand, hey man, he was getting beat pretty bad, but I mean, that's just he's never gonna reach his potential if he's not getting those reps there, man. So and we don't. It's not like we got like a definitive answer right behind him either. So you gotta let him play. Gotta let him make mistakes, and he'll eventually grow from that.
That's right.
If you go on Twitter, you'll see a lot of people saying Mike Caliendo is the answer, and those are the same people who are upset that Mike Caliendo was a starting left guard in the Super Bowl last year. So,
hey, that's Twitter feed, man. That's X.
Right. Hey,
it's a toxic place.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah, so I got to a thing with someone the other day. They were saying, Caliendo's he's the answer. I know people don't want to say he's the answer, but he's the guy. He wasn't doing this. Then they showed like a screenshot of King Suma getting blown up in the Seahawks game, and then I responded. I was like, well, I mean, Caliendo is also the same guy who did this. And then I posted the one where he got dominated in the Bills game, and he was like, well, that was in the playoffs. It's different. I'm like, what? Come on, it's a blunder. It's a blunder, regardless if it's the playoffs or preseason. It's a blunder. I mean, It happens.
Yeah.
But elevating one play because the playoffs is stupid.
Yeah, I bet he wasn't trying to hear all that, man.
No, not really.
Eggs, man. But that's how it be over there. That's why I stay right here with the people who understand football, who understand, what it's like, what those guys are going through, like you said, from a player's perspective, or even just a real fan's perspective. Them guys on X and Twitter, man, they're clickbaiting, rage baiting. They're doing whatever they can to get a reaction out of somebody so they can get their fix for the night, So I'm gonna stay away from that. I'll leave that to y'all, y'all deal with that.
Well, that was an Arrowhead Pride contributor, the guy I was talking to about that. So I'll leave it at that.
That's why they not number one, man. That's why y'all number one.
Hey,
number one Chiefs show. Chiefs concern.
Man, they said you said you was our number one hype man. I appreciate you, Will, brother. Hey man, we got to put you on the payroll or something, man. We got to get you all the way together.
I appreciate it, y'all, man. Is there anyone else on the line? Because
we got somebody else.
Yeah, someone's got to join this, man. Come on, y'all got to join this. It should be so many people that I don't even get to see it, man. If I'm 1 minute late, there should be so many people waiting. Like, man.
Yeah,
but I'll catch y'all later, man.
Okay, Will, man. Appreciate you, brother. Like always, brother. All right.
Absolutely, love y'all always.
We'll see you Friday night at the post game show, buddy.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that was Will, our guy Will, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I see his handle on StreamYard's Chief a lot, but I'm putting two things together. I think it's Sleepy Face, but we're going to find out if it's Sleepy Face.
Okay.
What's going on, Chief?
What's going on, guys?
Hey, buddy.
What's going down? Chief,
nothing much, man. Enjoying the conversation, man. You guys over there speaking facts, and hey, it's not. I don't understand what most of these guys don't get. We're all watching the footage. We're all looking at that line. You can't count bad reps with tripping on somebody else's foot. Yeah, that timing needs to get there, but these are like simple mistakes. This isn't like a habit that you're gonna see this man keep on doing. It's tripping over Joshua Simmons' foot. That's not gonna happen every rep. Maybe it's good that he's getting it out the way now, because I'm pretty sure by the end of, if they give them at least 3 good drives this game against the Bears, which that defense is going to test them, and it's going to test both sides. I mean, from Kingsley's side over to the whole opposite side on the other side of Smith, and we're going to tell if that line's pinching or not. And if it's not pinching, the proof's in the pudding. I mean, I know what we saw. I mean, we got one of the stoutest offensive lines, probably hands down, right up under Philly, to be honest.
Beast.
And
yeah, man, powerful. You know what I mean? For real.
Yeah. These guys are hogs, and they get physical at the line. And I think Suamataia might be at the curve where he's finally understanding that he has to be the attacker and not waiting to be the receiver on the receiving end. Hey, man, we're on offense, baby. We got to give it.
That's right.
We can't be getting pushed back in the pack And because that's what we don't want to see happening, getting pushed back into Pat, you backstepping on Pat. It's kind of more of what we were dealing with Wanye and when he started, he was getting pushed backwards, and next thing you know, he was falling on Pat's lap and it wasn't looking good. But Suamataia, he's stout. I mean, like a tree trunk.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
He is. He's a powerful man. He's a powerful man. And so what I was saying is that the reason you want to give him more than 3 series is, and it's what I was talking about being in game shape. Okay. It's about getting your win. It's like when you are under pressure, when you're all hyped, when you do have the adrenaline going, how does the guy handle that? Can he immediately start to like settle down, get his win? And it's like, okay, fine. Now I'm coming up with another series, right? But if you sit over there and you're only going to get 2 series, well, what is the guy thinking? But, and he's not getting the work that he needs. And so some of those, though, he got beat because his feet was just bad. They were lazy. Yeah. And he was tired. People don't understand when I say tired, I'm saying it's a 10-play drive. He's pushing bodies. He is bench pressing 300-pounders, okay? He is laying on them on a 10-play drive. That is a tough thing to do, to move a man against his will.
JD, I don't think more than 90% of people who even watch the show have ever even played offensive line. Not one snap in their life, let alone even know how to operate an offensive line player on Madden. Yeah, they don't know what it takes. They don't know that's called a grown man's game right there. That's definitely hands down. People watch football for the most part, I think, of watching Pat, which is okay. But if you want to see the real work always be done, keep your eyes on them 5 men right there. That's right. That's where it starts and that's where it begins on both sides of the ball.
On both sides. That's what the game. They said the game is won. That's where it is won. Is run in the trenches. There's a reason they say that. Okay, because that's where it's hand-to-hand combat every single play. Every single play. Yeah.
You can't fighting a man against it's hard to fight a man against his will. You got to make a man move, and he don't want to move.
That's right.
And, look, you either got to have the will to want to fight, or you just going to get beat every time. And soon as they see that little, them cinder blocks start forming on your feet because you done started getting sunk in the quicksand by planting your feet, thinking you're going to be like a palm tree and this sway back and forth from time to time, it's not going to work out. You're going to have to hide in it. But, I got faith. I got faith in Suamataia, especially with everybody having to understand this man changed positions. This isn't something that happens regularly. It's like, hey, man, we drafted you for this. We're about to switch you to guard. There's not too many people besides Travis Hunter's going to be willing to play 2 different positions and be good at it. And that's just simple at it. You see, most NFL athletes, you pick one position and you stick with it for the most part. So he's taking on a boatload of a task right now with what he's doing. And man, that's much respected because, like I said, ain't too many people we can call off the roster or anywhere else. We can't look. There's no free agents. There's not any good free agents out there on the market. I don't know what people's like. Well, we need to go shop for some veteran help. There's only one person. That man's sitting on the couch, and I don't even think he's thinking about playing football. That we would even remotely even think about giving a call to, and that'd be Donovan Smith. That'd be the only backup offensive lineman that I would be feeling safe to put in. Like, all right, we know what he's got. As long as he's healthy, we can get what we need out of him if just in case scenarios and we need him for a backup. We got to.
Well, I'll tell you this. So, we got Jalen Moore that's there. And everybody's talking about, well, put Jalen Moore there. Put Jalen Moore. And I'm just like, I haven't really seen Jalen Moore take reps at left guard. If he has.
Not even with the limited snaps with the 49ers. I haven't. I mean, that tape doesn't speak. Yeah. I mean, so seeing where he is on the depth chart right now, I mean, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised if YA's outperforming him. I'm not surprised by that.
Yeah. Well, he's been doing a good job. I tell you, he's been doing a good job at right tackle. The thing is, it's the move from right tackle to left guard, right? We know he's a left tackle. That's what we're into. So it's still the left guard thing, and it's technique. You still got to get used to it. You still got to have the reps. You know what I'm saying? Like the reason Joe Thuney was so good at what he did is because Joe Thuney is a pro. He was that good of a lineman that he can move out and say, well, look, Joe has great feet. He has great technique. He has great hands. He has great punch. He has great timing. He had all those things, basically in his, his repertoire. That's why he was so good. That's why he used that. That's a rarity. He's a rare bird to do that.
Yeah.
So King Suma, throw him in there.
Throw him in there.
That's right. He fails.
That's why.
That's what you do.
Hey, look, just how he got beat up in Denver, he needs those. He needs those moments. Those moments of clarity, he needs them. I mean, because without those moments, it won't be corrected and it won't be nothing to work on. If you ain't got nothing to work on, there's nothing to improve. So, you always need lessons. And sometimes you need a reality check with some of these lessons. Like, I know you thought you had it, but a lot of other people in your same position, they're thinking the same thing, especially the man lined up across from you.
That's right. So Greg Rowe says Jalen Moore was doing left guard in practice. Okay. So the thing is, this still is a competition. He's still doing left guard. What I'm hearing from Andy Heck and his thought process is what I'm taking from his words is they're utilizing guys in different situations, okay, just to see how guys perform, okay, and they're gonna play the top 5 that they feel deserves to play. That when it comes down to it, okay, that is just because this is a production business. The best players are going to play, and so they feel that Jalen Moore is sitting over there playing left guard, and he's doing a much better job than King Suma. Guess what? Jalen Moore is going to play. Andy Heck and those guys are going to make a decision. They got a much better evaluation than what we see out in practice because we see just a little of these things. But those guys, they are the eye in the sky don't lie, and it's still going to be a transition for Jalen Moore to play left guard too. It's still a transition. So what do you do if a guy's gotten better and he may be a little bit better than this other dude? How do you make a decision? So I trust the guys and the coaches to make that done. Let me put it this way. Whoever they choose, the very first game deserves to be there. Put it that way.
Oh, yeah. Hands down. That goes for son picking. I mean, all the way to the 52-man roster. I mean, that's going to explain everything. I know the roster is loaded right now. That's right. Almost from top to bottom. And cuts is not going to be easy, especially in that wide receiver room. It's not going to be easy. But, I mean, good thing, we just traded away our boy Skyy and got a little something in return. I mean, that's a good thing. One less thing to worry about. Got rid of Skyy. I mean, well, it ain't like he ain't got no job. The man got a job. So, you want
to see your brother do well. I'm glad he's going somewhere where he's going to be appreciated. And
they need him. And they need him on top of that.
Yeah, man. So I hope he goes out and be a star for him. I do.
Oh, yeah. Me too. I got a good feeling that he's going to feel less of that pressure over there with the 49ers and being able to fit in there and find him a nice little niche role, especially with all the pieces they're missing in that wide receiver room and in the special teams room as well. Because they got their injury. They're got like 7 players injured right now. It's key players. So.
Mm-hmm. So, man, I appreciate it, my brother, man. I appreciate you came on, man. You spit some facts too, man. You're gonna hear from us. We're gonna spit it the right way here. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
It ain't gonna be no bluster and putting. Look, we're gonna keep it real. We're gonna keep it real.
Hey, man, I appreciate you guys from having me on, and I definitely be here for the next time to join on. Make sure I'm on time next time. I was in here trying to get my shrine together. Man,
I got you good back there, man. I see it all lit up, and I see the Chiefs thing.
Man, JD, I'm only missing you up in there. I'm only missing you, man. I got to get you in there, man. You know how hard it is to find your number out there. I'm gonna find it though.
I know it.
I'm gonna find it.
All right.
I appreciate you guys, and I'll catch you guys on the next time. And you guys have a wonderful evening.
All right, man. You do the same, man. I'll do what I can, man, to get me in there. Okay, how about that? It'd be an honor to get me in there. Got me?
Man, that would be an honor, and I'd appreciate that more than what you would even know. That so much gratitude if you'd be able to make that happen, champ. I appreciate you.
I got you, brother. Man, hit me up there. DM me on Twitter. Okay.
I got you. I DM you. Appreciate you.
All right, brother.
See you, Marcus.
See you, buddy. All right. Amazing. I believe that it said Chiefs a lot here, but I'm pretty sure that was Sleepy. So glad we got him on. All right. So now we got our last guy of the night, our guy. A great way to end the show. Optimistic James coming on here. We love some optimism. So we're going to end the show with a little bit of optimism here with our guy, Optimistic James. What's going on, Optimistic James?
How you doing, Mr. Marcus Dash? How you doing, Mr. Dunn? How you doing, Dunn and Dash?
We're doing it, baby. We're doing it.
Hey,
you see us here, man.
You see us here.
Yeah. We're fully loaded, man. Look, we enjoyed ourselves. We having a great time, man. How you doing tonight?
I'm just I'm saying this is how easy it is to just mess around, and whenever you want to, you can just click it back on. You know, if you don't feel like talking, no pressure to y'all, no peer pressure, G-Rose. You could just transfer back and forth. You know what I mean? If you don't want to be seen, you could just do that. If you bold enough to get on there and back behind and put your chest behind the words that you say, you can do that.
I'll tell you what, you and Will need sponsorship at StreamYard. You guys are the best advertiser for StreamYard.
Yes, sir, man. Yeah. Getting us all the way together. Hey, listen, that's what I love. So I see Sasha on here. Sasha. Okay. So Sasha, I know you have some questions. You do a great job. You got to come on. And you see Optimistic James. How you do it? You flipped it in, you flipped it out. Sasha, you don't want to put your picture out here. Be easy for you to do. Okay? We'd love to have you on. We'd love the ladies come on too to ask the questions. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Andrea.
Yeah. Andrea too. Yeah, Faye came on, did a great job. So, and don't feel shy with these guys. Don't be intimidated with these dudes, man. All the guys, man, they good guys. Harmless. Everybody's having a great time. You know how it is, man. But it's all love out here.
Y'all probably know more than us. They say females is 85% of the fan base.
Oh, is that right? Is that 85?
That's what they say. 85% of the fan base.
That must have came up with, I guess, with Taylor Swift. Somebody's probably
jealous dudes. Jealous dudes don't help jealous dudes. That's why they make polls.
Oh, yeah. Well, look, I know. If we can get up one of the 85%, come on, come talk to us.
It's 57% of the fan base. 57%.
57.
One of them.
So you want to be correct on that one? 85% doesn't sound like wrong.
It's still majority.
It is true. It's a majority. Yes, that is true. So what you got for us, Optimistic James? What questions do you have for this upcoming game on Friday, my man?
Coming by. I'm like I'm in New York or something. But what I want to see is I understand that the right guard fell in front of Carson Steele and made him jump over the offensive lineman.
Yeah.
And I understand that Pacheco runs how he runs. But if you could take two things from that run from Pacheco and that jump into the crowd effort from Carson Steele, you would see that both of them were all heads up and they ended up going backwards at the end of the run. I want to see if Carson still has to go take off in the air. Don't jump into the crowd. Make a hit. If you Pacheco, you're standing straight up and you're letting them hit you right in your freaking legs. You're not going to make it all season.
Yeah.
So if there was one thing that I would want to see this Friday, I would want to see, even if Kareem Hunt only gets 3 or 4 yards, he's head first, like Marcus Allen. If you're crossing still and your offensive lineman falls for you, jump into him to make a hit. Don't jump into it like it's a crowd and you want a mosh pit and they're messing around and they're going to like search. You know what they do with mosh pits? They mess around and search with you and they just mess around and they take you all over wherever you don't want to go. No, make that hit.
Yeah.
Jump over that dude, make the hit. If you Pacheco, you're running that darn fast, man. They scared of you for a reason. Put your pads down and don't let the dude hit you in your dang knee. Put your pad down and bust that dude like freaking. You mess around and you mean to put him in the ground.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing I would want to see. Sorry about that.
No, I was gonna say, man. So I see, Carson still why he jumped. It's because it was a lot of penetration in the back, right? So they were actually at his legs, and the guys are actually trying to root the defenders out. And so he had to jump because they met him in the backfield. Well, part of the problem, first off, I didn't like the play anyway. We overloaded to the left side. Okay, we took the tackle all the way over to the left, and then we cut back to the right where we have less guys. And so we were outnumbered. So if you're going to run the play, just keep it front side to the overload, how we ran it. So I don't even put that necessarily on him. I put that on, first off, getting beat, penetration on the line of scrimmage. Okay, our line's got to win. Our tight end's got to win in that regard. Okay, and 2, like you said, run behind your pass. When you jump in the air, you take away your power. I got you 1,000% on that. Optimistic James, 1,000%. You're right. And does he try to run that overrun his legs? I think he knew he would have been stopped in the backfield. So he's probably just trying to make a play like, let me jump over the pile. But that didn't do him.
But he got stopped in the backfield anyway. You might as well put your pads down.
I hear you.
Put your pads down and get the extra inch.
Yeah.
Because he jumped like he was at a party.
Jump around, you gonna jump around and stuff. Yeah. Well, I tell you, hey, look, that dude Love came in like a heat-seeking missile. You know what I'm saying? He came to disrupt all of that. And like I said, I didn't even like the what's name it. I didn't like the play at all. I don't even know why. I'm like, why are we running that way? So.
But did you see Pacheco whenever he made the long run? He made the long run, but it looked like he took the brunt of the hit because the dude hit him straight in the knees, and it looked like he could have possibly been injured.
On Pacheco's run?
Yeah, whenever he was running up the sideline, and the dude messed around and just hit him straight frog leg in the freaking knee. We didn't see Pacheco the rest of the night.
Yeah. Well, I think he was done because
so he could.
Yeah,
I understand that, but he could have been done.
Oh yeah.
Done.
Well, yeah.
No done intended.
Hey, listen. Okay, two plays on that, Optimistic James. I'm gonna give you 2. So Pacheco on the sideline for 1. Okay, then Rashee Smith caught one on the sideline, and he kind of ran. And I learned this a long time ago from one of the best coordinators I've ever had, one of the greatest dudes, in Jimmy Ray. Okay, Jimmy Ray used to always tell us, when you are over on the sideline, get violent on the sideline. That's what you do. So when you get to the sideline, you either take your little scary butt out of bounds immediately, or if you on tiptoe on that line, you better run behind your pads and try to run somebody straight over. That's what you try to do. And so if he's sitting over there, like, you don't tiptoe, and like you said, don't take a shot in your legs when you don't need to. Especially if you're gonna stay in bounds. You're gonna stay in bounds, run behind your
hit
pad.
That mug.
Yeah, lower the boom. You know what I mean? So You know, at that point, man, you let that shut or that Rydell or whatever they wearing. Hey, you let them jokers feel it because they're gonna try to feel it. They're gonna try to hurt you on that sideline, man. You better be prepared and be ready. So you better protect yourself. So I see Rashee Smith and he kind of tiptoed. I'm like, oh man, young fella, don't do that. Do not do that because that's how you can get hurt. And I hopefully somebody told him like, yo, listen, don't come over here tiptoeing on that sideline because these jokers are gonna take you out if you do that. And I'm just gonna be real, man. Deep defenders and coaches, they'll let them know, say, man, if that sucker's on the sideline tiptoeing, you lay him out and put him over by the coolers. That's what you do. Put him over by the Gatorade coolers, and he'll never run through it like that again. I promise you that. So, yeah.
And
man.
I guess like the other thing I want to see Friday is how they do with those 2 tight ends from Chicago, because them dudes.
Ooh-wee. You ain't, come on now. I guess, yeah. Can't wait to see that either.
For however many reps that happen.
Yeah.
However many reps it is, I want to see if their tight ends can mess around and push our linebackers and safeties to be better, because we probably ain't going to find someone like that better than Chicago at this early in the stage right now.
Yeah.
Definitely a good test for sure.
Yeah. You know, I'll tell you, you know who was Seattle Seahawks? They had a good tight end room. They did a good job.
Arroyo, yeah.
Yeah.
But their running backs fed that. Chicago's running backs ain't feeding the tight ends. The tight ends is feeding Chicago's running backs.
Yeah, I was saying, you know, in the game, them catching the ball and just being physical up front, man, they did a good job. They look pretty good. Seahawks gonna be a pretty good team, man. They'll be a pretty good team. So,
but I appreciate y'all again. Another weekend.
Appreciate you, baby. All good, man. Optimistic James, appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate you.
Thank y'all. Done and done. Our respects and our respect.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate the passion, man. That was good stuff, man.
Yes, sir.
Really good stuff.
Yeah.
That was fantastic. Well, we hope you guys enjoyed that. Another great takes from all you guys who joined the chat. We're looking forward to seeing new faces next week. And, of course, if some of the older faces and the OG faces want to come on the show, we'll bring them on too. But, that was good stuff. I'll tell you what, Optimistic James, a lot of passion right there, man. I do agree with him. I mean, and that's something that I've seen Raiders fans even talk about that with Genty. Genty's looking for contact. And I know he's trying to make his name in the league a little bit and try to show who he is. But, man, I've seen Pacheco do that as well, and every year he gets banged up and other injuries. Like, you could do that stuff, but, the whole point is trying to be healthy throughout the entire season. If you can stay away from those hits and do that safely, do it. But, man, there's no point in seeking out contact when there's no need for it.
Hey, man, you shoot. In all intents and purposes, like, you got to protect yourself always. Always. So, like, that's the point I was making, man. You get close to that sideline, you make a decision quick. Go ahead and run out of bounds. If you need an extra yard, lower it, boom, and make sure you go. That's what you do. But if you get caught in between what you want to do, that ain't, no, sir. That's how you get hurt. That's exactly how you get hurt. Those guys know it, man. They ain't played the position long enough. Sometimes, Rashee Smith is his first NFL, he's like, kind of getting loose. But he looked good, man. I want to see him too. I want to see him. I want to see him.
He looked good last week. And your guy, Harry Douglas, fellow Pro Football Kentucky Hall of Fame.
Kentucky Pro Football Hall of Fame. Yeah. What did Harry say?
He was praising our guy Rashee Smith this week. He said Rashee Smith's going to be a dangerous weapon in the Chiefs offense.
Oh yeah.
So
I agree with that.
There you go.
So look at it. Justin and let James talk to the team at halftime. Yeah, but James, we're gonna throw you right there, man, in the pile, let you go at them. I'm telling you, you have them ready to run through a brick wall, baby.
And I'll tell you one thing too. I think someone said that we should have Optimistic James come on after a loss. I'd love to hear Optimistic James go off after a loss. Oh man! Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that does it for us on this Wednesday show. We hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Tasia, myself, and JD will be on the show Friday night after the completion of the preseason, after week 3 of the preseason game. So come on here right after the game, probably around 11-ish, I would say, at 10:30, 11-ish, whenever the game ends. We'll be right on here. So definitely come on for the post-game show. We love y'all. And JD, take us away, bro.
Love you guys. Listen, hey, we appreciate you coming in, like always, giving your time to come and watch us run our mouth. And you all are amazing. We love you for it. We're humbled by your support and your time. Thank you, Chiefs fans, SoCal. Appreciate you, my brother. Y'all guys came on, man, and y'all showed out. Y'all showed out. It seems some new names are here. Big Meek was in here, man. Sleepy Face came on the show. Appreciate you guys. Linda Hunter, thank you so much. I'm the Brown, G Pick, Deshaun Hammonds, Greg Rose, Sasha, Optimistic James. Appreciate you like always, my brother. X Justin X, Stanley Mooney, Will, Damani Greenbeans, Kyle Harrison, Jason Tarbox, Nana Sherry. Look, ladies, I'm gonna open the door. Y'all come on in. Come on in. I see ladies' names on here. Y'all come on in. Come say hi to us, right? Optimistic James just showed y'all. If y'all don't want the camera on you, turn the camera off. Whatever you want to do, to have that. Okay. So everybody take notice, man. Will and Optimistic James did a great job in the tutorials for letting everybody know how to get on. General 51, appreciate it, my guy. Mansa, appreciate you, man. And tonight, man, let me say this. I appreciate that I have this platform to speak a little bit about my experiences, talk to you all, and really talk to you all from my heart on how it feels as a guy that played in the league, but also, too, as a man that is proud into who he is, and wear my faith well, and me supporting and loving people for who they are. We always going to do that. And I think Marcus I have to speak for him, but you know how we feel about y'all, how much we feel about people. And so we're going to give y'all the real. And so that real means we're going to love you. Okay. We're going to tell you the truth about some things as well. But whatever it is we need to figure out, we're going to do. You need support, we got it. And so if you're struggling, we there for you. Stu, I see you over here, man. Hey, James gonna hit the punching bag for a while. Stu, I hope you're doing well, my brother. I hope you're doing well. I had to give you a call, see how everything is going. Faye Smith in here as well. Who else? We got Hearts and Roses. Thank you so much. All the new subscribers and people coming in. Y'all are absolutely awesome. Thank you for just, like I said before, for all your support. Y'all just keep being you all. Okay. Triple B 517. That's a new one. Triple B 517, man. Welcome to Chief Concerns. Come on in. Come on and come say hi. New people, come on in. Come say hi. Don't be shy. Hey, look, the water is fine. Sam McBride was here tonight. See, Don Peterson. Appreciate you, Don Peterson. Thank you so much. Eric Tyrone Wilson was here as well. Let me see. Steve Atkins. What's up, Steve Atkins? Joe E was in the house. Who else we got in here, man? A lot of people. Sam Lofkin was here. Demetrio Spence. Appreciate you, Demetrio Spence. Rick Hendrickson. Oh, what's up, Rick? Haven't seen Rick in a long time. It's good to see Rick, man. Rick, hope you're still on here, man. Saying what's up to you, brother. Let me see. Mike Brennan. What's up, Mike? Always good to see Mike Brennan in here as well. I didn't get to see about time. I don't know if he was here or not. Major Chip Hazard. What's up, brother? Love you too, Don. Love you too, brother. Who else we got on here? Ooh. Oh, I just went past his name. Oh, no, I said Eric Tyrone Wilson. Justin Blackwell. Will was here. Man, I think, that's pretty much it. Listen, Ty Free, Bill TT, Vegas Chief Kingdom, Laura Zingser. Let's see who else we got in here. I already said G Pick. The barbershop was here in the house, man. Listen, if I didn't get to say your name, Rich Cooper, if I didn't get to say your name, you know what it is. You know how much we love you. Y'all guys take care. We will see y'all Friday after the game. It's going to be a great game. Arrowhead is going to be popping. It's going to be live, full effect. Man, go check it out. We're going to come back from this win, but we're going to do a great evaluation and talking about this. With that being said, man, y'all continue having the heart that y'all do. Continue to love people the way that you're supposed to. Y'all take care. God bless. We will see you all. Marcus, my brother, I love you. We will see each other on Friday for sure. Hey, y'all be safe. D Scott 880807 was another one that was here, man. All right, y'all take care. MJ as well. Y'all be good. Love you guys.
All right, we'll see you guys Friday after the game. I think last week we had like 1,200 people on at the stream at the same time on a Friday night. I think we right now I'm looking at 6,300 people watched the entire episode from our post game show last week. Let's double that this week, boys and girls. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Yeah.
Let's get it. All
We're
right,
right
guys.
there with it, man. All right. Scott Manzul, Javier Sosa. There's a couple more names. All right. Had to say that. All right. Thank you guys. Ladies.
Bart Chavez.
Okay.
Bart Chavez. Dana Point, California loves Marcus and JD. Hey, we love Dana Point, California.
Love you, Bart. Appreciate you, brother. All right. Love all you guys and girls. Okay. Ladies and gents, y'all have a wonderful night. Okay. We will see y'all Friday.
See y'all. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.